Okay, welcome students. Okay, good morning all of you. Okay, today we will discuss about determination of mass of cooling water. Okay, in this class, okay, we will see the requirement of cooling water for steam condenser. Okay, generally we are condensing the exhaust steam of the steam turbine inside the condenser device. For that purpose, we have to use one cooling medium, that is cooling water. Okay, that cooling water we are supplying to the condenser in order to condensate exhaust steam of the steam turbine. Okay, that exhaust steam, okay, enters into the steam condenser because, okay, inside the steam condenser we are maintaining the, okay, vacuum pressure. Because of that lowest pressure, okay, the steam enters into the steam condenser device. Okay, after entering the exhaust stream into the steam condenser, we have to condensate that steam into water, okay, with the help of a cooling water temperature. Okay, during this process, okay, the mass of steam, required mass of water we have to send in order to convert mass of steam into, okay, mass of flow water. And we have to maintain certain low temperature to the cooling medium, and we have to condensate the exhaust stream up to the lower temperature. Okay, during this process we have to observe some parameters. Based on that parameters only we can decide the requirement of cooling water for condensation process. Okay, these are the parameters we have to remember, and we have to choose, okay, while condensing the steam inside the type of condenser. Generally we are using the two different types of condensers. One is surface condenser and second one is jet condenser. We are already discussed in previous classes. Okay, in surface condensers and jet condensers we are condensing the exhaust stream into cooling water. So, okay, let us consider MW is mass of cooling water required in kilogram per hour. Okay, first one is mass of cooling water required, that is MW, okay, in kilogram per hour, and MS is equal to mass of steam condensed in the condenser device. Okay, this mass of steam we are taking from the type of turbine, and TS is the saturation temperature of steam corresponding to the condenser vacuum in degrees centigrade. Okay, we are maintaining the vacuum pressure inside condenser, and corresponding to the temperature in that vacuum, okay, we have to condense the steam up to the saturation temperature. Okay, that is the TS. And TC is temperature of condensate leaving the condenser in degrees centigrade. Okay, after condensation, the condensate mixture or condensate having one temperature, that is TC. In case of TC, okay, that is equal to the TW2, temperature of cooling water at outlet. In case of jet condenser we are already seen. In case of jet condensers, okay, the cooling medium and exhaust steam mixes together. In case of surface condensers, okay, both are not mixing together. Okay, for in surface condensers TC and TW2 are different, and in case of jet condensers TC is equal to TW2. Why? Because, okay, the exhaust steam and cooling medium is mixes together inside the steam condenser, and TW1 is equal temperature of cooling water at inlet in degrees centigrade. TW2 is temperature of cooling water at outlet in degrees centigrade, and CPW is equal specific heat of water at constant pressure. Okay, and X is equal dryness fraction of steam entering the condenser. Always we are expecting the dryness fraction at the exhaust of the steam. And HFG is equal latent heat of steam for 1 kilogram entering the condenser. HFG is equal latent heat of steam per kilogram. Okay, and heat lost by steam is equal heat gained by water. Generally during the condensation process we have to apply this energy balance, that is heat lost by steam is equal to heat gained by water. Heat lost by steam is equal to, okay, heat gained by water. Okay, generally the steam having the higher temperature than the cooling water, then steam exchange its heat to the cooling water temperature rises and steam temperature decreases. Okay, the heat lost by steam we are calculating based on the, okay, mass of steam into, Okay, X into HFG, this is the latent heat of steam, plus CPW, specific heat of water, into Ts minus Tc. Ts is equal saturation temperature of steam corresponding to the vacuum. Tc is equal temperature of condensate leaving the condenser. Okay, Cp into this temperature difference. Okay, during the condensation process, okay, temperature, saturation temperature we have to read during the condensation process. After condensation, temperature of condensate leaving the condenser also we have to read. Ts minus Tc, okay, is equal to mw into cpw tw2 minus tw1. That means, okay, this quantity of heat is absorbed by the cooling water from the exhaust stream. Exhaust stream initial temperature is Ts and final temperature is Tc. Okay, after condensation process, the temperature of steam decreases, that is Tc, and before condensation the temperature of steam is Ts, that is highest value. Okay, we required the mass of cooling water required. Okay, mw quantity we have to find. Okay, mw is equal, okay, ms into x into hfg plus cpw into ts minus ts divided by cpw into temperature rise of cooling water during the condensation process. This is only for, okay, surface condensers. This is only for surface condensers. In case of jet condensers, exhaust steam and cooling water mixes together. That's why the Ts is equal to Tw2, Tc is equal to Tw2. That is happened in the jet condensers. Okay, in case of surface condensers, Tc is not equal to the Tw2. Tc is not equal to the Tw2 for surface condenser. Tc is equal to Tw2 for jet condensers. Okay, mw is equal to, okay, mass of steam into x into hfg plus cpw into ts minus tw2 divided by cpw into tw2 minus tw1. Okay, in case of jet condensers we have to use this formula, and in case of surface condensers we have to use, okay, this formula. And the remaining two terms we are calculating in the condensers are vacuum efficiency and condenser efficiency. In case of vacuum efficiency, actual vacuum by maximum obtainable vacuum. Okay, actual vacuum inside the condenser divided by maximum obtainable vacuum. And in case of condenser efficiency is equal, it is the ratio of rise in temperature of cooling water, that is Tw2 minus Tw1 divided by, okay, temperature corresponding to the vacuum, that is Ts, and inlet temperature of cooling water, that is Tw1. Okay, in this manner we have to calculate the efficiency of the condenser. Okay, while solving the problems on steam condensers, always we are solving within these three parameters. Okay, that is, okay, what are the requirement for a type of condenser. Okay, that is cooling water requirement. Okay, what are the cooling water requirement for the type of condenser, surface condenser or jet condenser, what is the cooling water requirement. And in case of efficiencies, vacuum efficiency and condenser efficiency we have to find. Vacuum efficiency and condenser efficiency, always we are expecting the higher vacuum efficiency inside the condenser device. Okay, in next video we will see some problems on cooling water requirement and vacuum efficiency and condenser efficiency. Thank you.